What, like in unison?
Alternating.
How often do you do things
Hello,
in unison?
I am Katie.
And I am Gemma.
Welcome to One on One.
We're Robin. Together.
Presented by New Zealand On Air Music.
Yeah, thank you, New Zealand On Air.
What else do you do?
Music.
Music. This
Okay.
feels so much like counselling so far.
Maybe it is a little bit.
I'll be glad if this is therapeutic. Go.
Do you buy music? And why or why not? What was the last piece of music you bought?
Yes. I buy a lot of music in various formats. I buy a lot of records, which you also do.
Sure.
Yeah, if we're going to be conversational about it. Yeah, and I also have just signed up to Apple Music, which I was a little bit conflicted about because there was that thing that said audio provided more money to the artists per play and stuff, but then Apple Music seemed convenient, and so those would be like the two main ways that I'm spending my money on music.
Yeah, and paying to go see shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Paying for music experiences.
That too, yeah, and just like buying merch and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, what was the last piece of music you bought?
Probably I pre-ordered that Anderson .Paak record, which is getting released in 2 days, which is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've been buying a lot of records lately.
Mm-hmm.
Bought that new Groany record, and then pre-ordered the Beastles record.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what order, but those would be the most recent ones.
Yeah, I feel like that's the exact same for me. And
Yeah.
just in the weekend we got the Street Chant one as well.
Oh yeah, from that show, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the question is, what is your musical guilty pleasure and why?
I don't feel any guilt about my music taste. But
Yeah.
probably if I were to base it upon your dislike for something,
Mm-hmm.
and that inflicting guilt upon me for listening to it,
Yeah.
that would be Nirvana.
Oh, okay. I don't mind that. But it was recently Kurt Cobain's anniversary, and so it got jammed really hard.
The anniversary of his death.
Yeah.
That's sad. I don't focus on those sorts of things.
Okay. But I don't know if it just came up again. Do I have one? I don't know. Like, probably I listen to a lot of Beyonce and stuff, not around other people. Because I really enjoy it, and it makes me feel really good when I listen to it. But then when you tell people, they do that face like,
That's because I listen to Nirvana.
Yeah, that's a way better alternative answer. Like, I just listen to pop music.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Whatever then. Are we taking score of, like, the cool points? The answers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is your songwriting more biographical or storytelling based?
You'd maybe have two different answers for that one. Or is your Gemma Marie stuff the same as Robin?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Question within the question. I would say that Robin is storytelling based because we're talking about a bird travelling around things. Doesn't even have to be travelling around a thing.
Yeah.
It's just a bird being
existing, yeah.
in space.
Mm-hmm.
But then Gemma Marie would be biographical.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what else are you going to write songs about if it's just you? I've struggled to tell a story to myself.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Fair enough.
So I just tell my own stories. So it's storytelling. It's biographical storytelling. It's storytelling.
Yeah, whereas the Robin stuff is like a little bit more distant from
Well, it's you and me writing together.
your own experience, yeah.
Yeah. What would you say that your noises that you make are?
They're like a combination of me being super subjective and just doing whatever I want, and then trying to distance myself from that and try and make a process that is dictated by rules outside of myself. So it's like trying not to be biographical, basically.
So it's storytelling?
Yeah, maybe.
Great. Good, that's good.
I don't know. Oh, I should. Okay. How do you finish a song or get songs to the point of releasing or performing?
Well, we try to avoid that as much as possible, I think.
Yeah.
But deadlines are
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Shows for Robin, eh?
Yeah.
We'll say, oh, there's a show, we'll need a song, and then
Yeah.
you make a song.
That always makes you a bit more productive, yeah.
Yeah, so pressure. How
Yeah.
do I...
So how do you finish it or get it to a point?
Well, I feel like the Robin songs change all the time as well, so they're open-ended.
Yeah.
So we just play them in a state that we're relatively happy with,
Yeah.
live, and then they just continue to change as we feel like they should. So
Yeah.
I feel like just recently with the change round of our set order, some of the songs have changed, and they're like a couple years old, but they're just like rewritten a tiny bit to fit better
Yeah.
within the like story of the set or whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess they are always open, eh? Like you can always rework stuff, so it's never completely finished.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, we have recorded stuff, and that's kind of like set in stone. That's the song at that point in time.
Yeah.
And still pretty happy with some of the stuff that we did record, even though it's changed slightly since then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. Probably, yeah, in terms of performing, it's like getting a thing so that we can play it all the way through and have fun with it, eh? Would be how the point where it's kind of finished.
That feels like a success, having the song repeat enough up and down.
Yeah.
For it to be in the set.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the same with your own stuff when you write songs for yourself? How do you finish them, or how do you know that they're finished?
Probably, don't know, just when I run out of words.
Yeah, so is it the lyrical content that kind of finishes it off, or is it like both going back and forth?
I would say so. Perhaps that's why it's easier to define a finish point of a song with words for me.
Yeah.
So mostly like Jim and Marie stuff, because I'll write the riff, or maybe there'll be two riffs in a song.
Yeah.
And then I'll write the words, and then that's the length.
Yeah, that's how many times you play the riff or whatever. That's good though.
Yeah.
It's like
It's not as complicated as your thing.
Nah.
How do you decide when to end those? Just the length of the tape?
Yeah. Basically, it's like the format that I decide to present it in physically. It's got to be finished now. It's on a tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like as soon as it goes from being a weird, intangible sound to like physically in an object, that's the finished point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your turn.
This is good follow-on. How exact is your creative process? Do songs always begin in the same way?
Should I talk about my own stuff or the Robin stuff? For my own stuff, yeah, they always start in the same way, because the process is like I try and lay it out before I begin, because it's kind of trying to base it upon learning a device or something like that, like coming to terms with how to make sounds. So I like make some goals or set some rules or like have a restrictive space to work in, and then I start making the sounds, rather than just coming to a thing and being like, whoa, what do I do now? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's kind of laid out before I begin. So yeah, they all start in the same way at the moment. Like that'll probably change, but that's how I like doing it now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's quite exact.
Yeah, or like what I'm doing is quite exact, so that's why it's exciting when the instrument in itself does some weird shit, because you're like, oh, that's like kind of autonomous in itself, and I'm just doing the same thing, and then it's got its own organic thing happening.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I feel that the Robin songwriting process is all over the place.
Yeah.
But with more time spent, I think that because of your ways and my ways, we would meet somewhere in the middle. Because I think that my songwriting for Gemma Marie is more no structure or
really?
plan. Yeah, so that I guess it all just starts with an idea of what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I'll be at the bar or something, write a lyric and then work on that at some point, or write a riff and then work from that. Like, there's not exactly... I haven't found a way that I prefer over another yet to do things.
Cool.
But then I think with your approach combined with my approach, Robin will probably find a way to do things.
Yeah.
Hopefully. That would be good, I think.
Well, like, it seems to be working not too badly at the moment.
Yeah.
Whatever the, like, non-process is right now seems to be producing things.
Yeah.
But I guess you could get more efficient with it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'll read things. Do you usually find yourself connecting more to a song's lyrics or music?
I always ask myself this.
Mm.
Both, but the thing that determines, like for me, this sounds so jealous, it is though. Like, I think the thing is the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I make lists of songs that I wish that I had written, and mostly they're because of the words. The music is good.
Yeah.
Most of the music is the same on the list, though. Like, it's the words that make them the thing that sets it apart.
Yeah.
Or that elevates it completely.
Mm. That's cool. Yeah, I kind of get that thing where I listen to songs and I'm like, man, that's so close to my experience. Why didn't I have that perspective with the lyrics and stuff? Yeah, that's kind of cool. I reckon I'm somewhere in between, though. Because, yeah, definitely the lyrics elevate it, and you can kind of dwell on them a little bit longer, and they mean different things when you listen to them at different times and stuff. But with the music, that's where I get all the feel from, basically. So if, like, a song has a real good groove, or just a riff that hits a certain note where I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the thing that hits the jam for me rather than a lyric. Yeah, or even if people are singing lyrics to a certain melody or whatever, sometimes it's like the combination of the instruments and the melody of the singing rather than the words that they're singing, where I'm like, yeah, that going together right now is awesome. Yeah. But I don't know, and I listen to heaps of instrumental music as well, which...
Yeah. I was just having
this
thought about the question beforehand about when you know the finished point of a song.
Yeah.
And I think that I just realised that I know when I'm completely sick of playing a song from words, but then I've never become sick of playing a Robin song because it doesn't have words.
Yeah.
So words can like make or break it, because they can sometimes cement the meaning of a song too much, and then it becomes a tax to play because you're over it, or it seems silly.
Yeah. That's a good thought. I would agree with that. Not that I write words and stuff for songs, but listening to other people's songs, you kind of get sick of that opinion sometimes.
Yeah.
If you felt like you've moved past it, or it's just a little bit more further away from where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool.